In this lab, we aspirated antral follicles from oocytes. Once we aspirated them, we put them into a dish and looked under the microscope to carefully retrieve them. Sometimes it was hard to see the oocytes, so we had to dilute the dish with saline.
In this lab, we investigated placentas. To access the placenta, we cut through the cervix and the uterus to expose the fetus and fetal membranes. Here you can observe the cotyledons and the chorion, the fetal contribution to the placenta. On the inside of the uterus, the caruncles and the uterine endometrium are shown.
For the semen evaluation lab, we looked at volume and concentration, as well as motility, viability, and morphology. For morphology, we looked at the location of acrosomes, which can be indicative of maturity of the sperm. We also looked at abnormalities in heads or tails of the sperm. We also looked at linear motility of sperm, counting the amount of sperm that are viable that can increase the fertility of the semen. We also looked at viable live sperm through staining the semen and determining which took up the stain and which did not. The sperm that did not take up the stain meant that it had an intact membrane and thus was a live sperm. All these characteristics are important for producers for selecting bull semen for successful artificial insemination and increasing the chance of fertilization and thus fertility.
A tip for finding the cervix and palpating a cattle reproductive tract is to sweep your fingers to first find the pelvic bone. After locating the pelvic bone, it is easy to trace fingers caudally to then find the cervix. It is important to note the difference in temperaments of cattle breeds can affect the ease of palpation and artificial insemination.